I've been using the iPhone 17 Pro Max for a month now, and this year's Pro iPhones feel a lot different. Apple made a few interesting design choices, and the most talked about one is the switch from titanium to aluminium. Now, on paper, that sounds like a downgrade. Titanium felt more premium, and Apple made a big deal about it when they introduced it with the iPhone 15 Pros. So, the switch to aluminium after all the hype was confusing. Is Apple cutting costs, or is aluminium actually a better material for this phone? I remembered something Steve Jobs said years ago when Apple first started using aluminium on the iMac.
And take aluminum. We build our most professional products out of aluminum. It's extremely durable and it's very lightweight. Professionals love our Pro products made with aluminum.
And that still holds true today, kinda. Titanium is definitely the fancier material, but aluminium makes much more sense here. It's lighter, it conducts heat better, and it keeps performance consistent. Apple clearly went for function over form this time, and I think it was the right call. But in terms of durability, I'm certain titanium was the more durable one, and I still prefer how titanium felt on the 15 and 16 Pro Max. I've used both those phones without a case and they still look brand new. My 17 Pro Max looks great so far, but I don't expect it to stay pristine in a year's time. Aluminium scratches more easily. That is the trade-off for better thermals and performance. In terms of how the new iPhones look, the Pro isn't the best looking iPhone this year, and that title goes to the new iPhone Air. But the Pro iPhones have become tools for people who actually use those Pro features, not just pay for the Pro name on the iPhone. I actually like the new unibody look, and that two-tone finish on the back of the iPhone Pros are really nice. I wasn't really sure about the camera plateau at first, but it's growing on me. It's a big change from how iPhones have looked since the iPhone 11 Pro, and I think I'm starting to like the camera plateau now. If I was choosing an iPhone purely for looks, I would have probably gone with the iPhone Air as the Pro isn't trying to look the coolest. Thanks to the iPhone Air, Apple can flex their thinness and classiness on that phone and let the Pro choose function over form. In terms of using the iPhone, it still feels like an iPhone. But there's one small design related change that caught me off guard. The speaker at the bottom is now on the left hand side instead of the right. It's a minor thing, but I keep blocking it when watching videos, especially when holding the phone horizontally. I'll get used to it, but it's a weird one. Guess I'm holding it wrong. Now, about the colors. I went with Cosmic Orange and I absolutely love it. It's bold, it's different, and I finally feel like Apple gave the Pro lineup some personality. If you want something subtle, go blue. If you want something classy, go with silver. But if you want something that stands out, orange it is. When it comes to performance, the A19 Pro chip is an absolute beast. It handles everything effortlessly, editing 4K videos, playing demanding games, and running Pro apps, you name it. I've said this in the past iPhone reviews and I'll say it again. If you buy this iPhone today, it'll still feel fast 5 years from now. The headroom Apple builds into these chips is incredible. Battery life has also been great. It's about the same or slightly better than the 16 Pro Max. I keep my charging limit at 80% and it easily lasts a full day, even with camera heavy use. I have no battery anxiety whatsoever, and that's the best compliment I can give. I have the battery percentage indicator turned off because I don't need it and I know this phone will last all day. Let's talk about thermals for a second, because this is where that aluminium switch really pays off. The 17 Pro Max runs noticeably cooler than the 15 or 16 Pro Max from before, and even the iPhone Air that got released with this phone. I was playing a game on both phones to test the iPhone Air's battery, and it got hot right below the camera plateau on the iPhone Air. But on the 17 Pro Max, it only got slightly hot at the back, and that too was very evenly at the back. If you want my review of the iPhone Air, I'll link it up above and also in the description below. But going back to this phone, when it does get warm, as I just said, it spreads the heat evenly, showing that the vapor chamber is doing its job. That's really good news if you're only upgrading your phone once in 4 or 5 years. Because lower heat means slower battery wear and tear. So yeah, the condition of your battery will not degrade as faster. The display hasn't changed much, but now it peaks at 3000 nits and stays brighter for longer thanks to those improved thermals. One example is when I'm driving, I use Waze. I have an automation that enables low power mode every time I turn on Waze. Turning on low power mode means that the iPhone will decrease the screen brightness. On the 17 Pro Max, it doesn't get as low as it used to. Another example is that I've been taking a lot of pictures outside using this phone, and the screen stays brighter for much longer compared to previous iPhones. Talking about taking pictures, let's talk about the cameras, because I think this is where I've noticed the biggest upgrade. This year, all 3 lenses are 48 megapixels. The main and the ultra-wide haven't changed much. But the new telephoto camera is excellent. You now get a 4x and 8x zoom. Even at 8x, the detail and color accuracy are brilliant. It's a huge step up from the 5x zoom from last year's phone. If you are watching this on an Android phone, sure, there are devices that zoom further, but I use iPhones for this whole ecosystem, and the fact that I can zoom all the way up to 8x on my iPhone is something I really appreciate. I usually shoot in ProRAW, and the amount of detail you can pull from these files are impressive. The only thing I'd like to see is a native 3x option. It's just the perfect framing distance, but even without it, this is easily Apple's best camera setup yet. The camera app also got a nice refresh on iOS 26. It's cleaner, simpler, and you can finally customize what camera controls appear on screen. It's a small thing, but it makes the app feel faster and more professional. That said, the little viewfinder window that appears when you're zoomed in annoys me. It blocks part of the photo I'm trying to take and makes framing subjects a bit harder. And I've had to retake shots because of it. I wish I could swipe it away when I don't want it. Now let's talk about video. And this year, Apple really went pro. We are talking Genlog, ProRes RAW, Apple Log 2 and OpenGate recording. Yes, OpenGate recording isn't really new to the iPhone world, but it's finally native in Apple's own Final Cut camera app. You do need an external SSD to record though. Here are a few clips I recently shot on OpenGate. Just note that the stabilization turns off in this mode. So these are all handheld, so excuse the shakiness. But the quality, genuinely incredible. The dynamic range and detail are just next level for a phone. It blows my mind that this thing can fit in my pocket and do all these things. I'm working on a video about the best camera settings and features to enable, so if you want to see that, please do subscribe and like this video. It helps my channel grow too. After a month of using it daily, I can say the iPhone 17 Pro Max feels like Apple's most refined iPhone Pro model yet. It's not the flashiest model this year, but it's smart, balanced and designed for people who actually use its power. And as someone that upgrades their iPhone yearly, this feels like 1 year where I'm actually getting my money's worth coming from the 16 Pro Max. And yes, that's mostly because of the camera upgrades. But the better thermals, great battery life, and even the orange color is an added benefit. If you are after stability, performance, a great camera system, and a great ecosystem, this is the phone to get. That's my 1 month with the iPhone 17 Pro Max. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.